First day in pads. It was a little shorter practice just per the CBA, and we'll gradually build up here this week. Any questions? No update. I'll just tell you what happened. I was watching it like directly because he was running around, and it was something we had corrected earlier. It was kind of on air. He planted. I thought it looked like he slipped, but we're evaluating his left Achilles. That's what we think the injury is. We haven't confirmed it until he gets the MRI, but it wasn't any contact. It was just kind of coming out of a cut. His injury last year was on his right knee, so I think the natural question right away by all of us was, is it the same leg? But we'll wait till we get an MRI. It's always difficult. Yeah, you guys see it. Especially a guy like that who's a leader who's coming off, pretty much an entire year of rehabilitation. And so it's difficult for his teammates, for all of us. So maybe hopefully we get some good news, but it appears it's his left Achilles.
Something like that can suck the wind out of the sails of practice. What's your message to the team with something like
Well, look, we check on the player first, and then, the players kind of handle that. There's a period of time where you got to get on and begin working again, but it's always difficult to watch.
You've seen Tim and his rehab. I mean, how hard is it seeing that knowing what he's gone through?
Oh my gosh, that's I think especially with a player like him who's a veteran, who's so well respected, and when I got hired here, he was one of the guys I just saw every day because he was rehabbing last year's injury. So that's what makes it more difficult.
You said there have been maybe some live periods at points. What's your philosophy there in terms of the importance of those and how often do you use those?
Yeah, it depends on the drill. When we get to goal line or short yardage, we might have 6-8 plays live. We're in full pads now, so it's full go up. We're not cutting. We're not tackling to the ground. So we have to learn to practice together this way. And I thought today they did a good job of it. They handled it well.
Probably a day or two away from camp fights. Where do you come down on they don't need any risk of injury, obviously?
Yeah, I don't. Hopefully that's not a big issue. It's not been a big issue wherever I've been. I mean, we've got to have the discipline when the whistle blows to get on to the next play, and we see it every year where, there's a personal foul, something silly or something stupid that just only harms the team. And so you have to practice that. And, again, you deal with it on a case-by-case basis. We've taken players and sent them in, but hopefully that's not a big issue.
When you suffer an injury like that, does it change how you have with other guys who are coming back? Are they in a vacuum?
Yeah, I mean, man, he's fully cleared, fully healthy. He's on his, program that we set aside, and this just happened to be the other leg. And, I watched it happen. It looked like he slipped. So I thought initially he slipped, and he stayed down, and he kind of threw the ball, and I thought this might be more. Hopefully we get some good news, though. We don't know for sure.
While everybody's hoping for good news on Patrick, how do you feel about your depth at wide receiver?
Yeah, look, we have a lot of guys working right now. It's early. We're getting to know the guys that have been here, and then there's some guys that we brought in. We kind of have those meetings at night where we talk about each position group. Yesterday we met for 2 hours on the roster and kind of discussed, if we were bringing in an extra player, it'd be this position right now or this position. That's kind of the way we approach it. Yeah, so he's doing well. He's feeling good, and you're going to see him more and more this week. He's going to be ramping up, and we're encouraged.
What is the steepest part of the learning curve for a rookie wide receiver?
Well, chances are there's a new system. It's unusual if they had the same or similar system. So, how we call plays, how we get aligned, and then all the, typically speaking in college, there's some standard formations. I think the vocabulary gets bigger and the library of where they line up gets bigger. Some of them playing systems where they're only on the right side of the field or only on the left side of the field. Here we flip. So there's a lot of nuances, man, zone, run game. And look, my experience, I've had players that have transitioned very quickly as rookies, and then I've had players that it took a while. So it depends on each player.
Frank Clark and Riley Moss, anything
Yeah, nothing to report, just, club decision, and we'll keep you posted.
Do you have any response to the comments that are not in the middle of the
No, listen, we're past it.
When you talk about the learning curve offensively, what is that like for Lloyd? Because you're going out of the season, middle of everything.
Well, there's a lot on the center, because he's getting our protection started, with the mic IDs, all of that. But he's handling it well. He's extremely smart. Like, the one thing I would say, and you feel it right away with him, is his ability to retain, pick up information quickly. So he's doing well.
When the offense is going against Pat Surtain, I imagine that's tough in the moment, but patient defense,
Yeah, look, when you're a quarterback and you're getting a rep and you're just like you would in a game, you're constantly paying attention to the play, but then you also know that you got to have caution over here. There's got to be certain type of routes. It wasn't too long ago we played here in Denver, and we would go through the game plan, and there'd be certain throws that you'd feel more comfortable with, and then there are other throws you might one way a formation and only run it to the left if you felt like he was playing to our right. Now, sometimes they'll move him around. So a lot goes into that when you play an opponent that you feel like has one of those elite corners. And I kid them all the time. We typically try to make those elite corners tackle a lot early in the game just to get their helmet dirty. And but you do have to pay attention to that, the matchup, the split, the route, and especially when a guy has good ball skills. If they don't have really good ball skills, then it's a little different.
What is Jameel McLaughlin at running back shown already?
Well, he's got a little burst, and there's some toughness to him. He's the first one here. I don't know what time he gets here in the morning, but it's pretty early. He's a guy you root for. He's shifty. He's got good change of direction, and it's funny when you put the pads on players for the first day. Then you really get an appreciation of how they look in pads. It's hard to measure that when they're not in pads, and so today was that day where you're just looking around at everyone and how they carry the pads. So it'll be a good stretch for him, though. He's a guy that, man, it's real important to.
That doesn't translate necessarily to getting here early doesn't make you a good football player. But when you
No.
do that, what's that say to?
I mean, I'm talking 5 a.m., like before the field people.
Historically, when you've had guys that are
Yeah.
in here, what's that say to you guys?
Look, we say this to all of them once they get in the room, how they got here, drafted, undrafted, free agent, free agency, it doesn't matter. And so we kind of held true to that in our years in New Orleans. We had a ton of free agents play for us that deserve to play, and so we try to evaluate everyone.
Sean, just because I'm
Yeah.
sort of learning how you phrase things, when you say book decision on Clark,
Yeah, nothing to announce. Yeah, nothing to announce. Yeah. No, not a day off. Just, it's kind of like I'll get with you later on it. Fair question.